Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what you guys need to know at this time. It's a general reading, okay? It could be past, present, or future. You're going to know best how this resonates for you. I just got out of my last reading, okay? And there is something that's coming through right now in the message. So what I'm getting here is that there must have been some sort of a situation where someone called you a narcissist, all right? And, if we're staying in kind of the readings that just came out, like a continuation off of those, then you have confided this in someone, all right? Or you have told someone else about this situation or this conversation where somebody called you the narcissist. And the person that you showed this to or told this to, now they're looking at you wondering like, well, maybe you are a narcissist. I feel like that's what's going on here, okay? So, and I feel like a lot of us have dealt with something like that, right? Where, especially people that have absolutely no idea what a narcissist actually is, okay? So they watch like one TikTok reel or one Instagram reel, whatever, okay? They watch one reel about narcissists and they pick up this one line out of it and they're like, you're a narcissist. And they have absolutely no idea what a narcissist actually is, okay? They wouldn't even be able to tell you one. They're not even able to recognize the narcissist that they have around themselves in their own personal life, but they want to call you a narcissist in a fight. Have you ever met someone like that? Yeah. So I don't know. It's something like that, I feel, okay, where you told someone about that, how someone called you a narcissist, and now this person is looking at you like, well, are you a narcissist? I mean, they called you a narcissist. Really, like someone that watched one TikTok reel calling you a narcissist is now making someone question you. That's what this is giving me, okay, the energy, right? It's like, all right, like, I feel like you shouldn't even have to prove yourself, but okay. What's this about, guys? The High Priestess and the Seven of Swords. And the Ten of Pentacles. So the Sun. All right, the High Priestess, interesting. And this has to do with someone being deceptive, manipulative, lying, cheating, stealing, trying to get away with something here when it comes to a lot of money, when it comes to a lot of wealth and money. Yeah, it's really giving me, look, it's like when the actual narcissist calls you the narcissist, and now you're left having to try and defend yourself or prove yourself why you're not the narcissist because of the person that is actually the one with narcissistic traits calling you the narcissist. It's like, that Spider-Man meme? Yeah, it's like that. Like, you could be dealing with someone that says some really out-of-pocket shit, okay? Like, they say the most random shit about you or to you during fights or during conversations where you're like, where'd that come from, right? I don't know. It's giving me something like that. Let's see. Why is the High Priestess here? The Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Someone being confused about your relationship. Now, I don't know. I feel like this is an outside person again. It's the same energy. It's an outside person again. So I guess there's more to understand here. So you told this person, like I just explained, they called me a narcissist. And now they're looking at you like, well, are you a narcissist? Maybe you are a narcissist, okay? The Ten of Swords in reverse. No betrayal, overcoming betrayal. All right, what's the Seven of Swords? The Four of Swords in reverse. Somebody is feeling anxious, restless. They can't find peace of mind. They're unsettled about something. The Page of Cups. The Three of Wands, about some sort of a plan here in the future. Having to do with some sort of good news. Or a child. All right, what's the Ten of Pentacles? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Someone being impulsive, angry, forceful. The Page of Wands, a message. The Knight of Cups. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Why is the High Priestess here? The Knight of Swords in reverse. Why is that coming out on top of the High Priestess, though? Like someone being manipulative, somebody being critical, somebody coming at you with false information, or this is like a verbal argument. The Six of Wands in reverse, like somebody wanting to knock you down a peg, somebody wanting to humiliate you, invalidate you, even like demote you, degrade you in a way, okay? Yeah, like somebody could say things to you sometimes that are very out of pocket. Like they just come out of left field. They don't even make any sense. Like somebody just wants to hurt you. Like they could say things intentionally to hurt you with them. Like using their words to intentionally hurt you. All right. The Five of Wands during fights. During arguments. Yeah, this was something like, this is like a tactic, like what someone does to invalidate you during a fight or during an argument. Like you're making a valid point with something, okay? Like you're making a valid point with something, and then they come around and say, you always have to be right about everything. You're such a narcissist. It's like, a narcissist because you have a point that you're making and they don't want to hear it. Like it's something like that, okay? Seduction. Fighting about third parties, fighting about cheating. Okay, so you're fighting about so you're fighting about someone being a cheater, or you're fighting about someone hooking up with someone else and having third parties. And because they don't want to have this fight with you, and they don't want to talk about their cheating with you, they want to call you a narcissist. You're a narcissist because you're pointing out their cheating, okay, I guess. Or they're constantly trying to throw things in your face that don't even make any sense, okay? Freedom from a toxic relationship in reverse. Healing your heartbreak in reverse. Something about not being healed from heartbreak. Tell me more about that, please. Yeah, something about third parties, okay? Something about cheating. Somebody being unfaithful, okay? So somebody could have had a lot of third parties on you, a lot of cheating on you. A lot of inconsiderate behavior. So, you know, who's the kind of person that cheats all the time and is inconsiderate and has third parties all the time? What kind of people only care about themselves and their fun and, you know, don't care about the feelings of other people and what they're doing to someone else when they're out hooking up with other people? Okay. So how does that make collective the narcissist? Just asking for a friend, right? Temperance, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, okay? That's the truth. Yeah, here's the truth. Here's the truth. The truth is, someone is a narcissistic cheater, or someone is a cheater that has third parties that you are catching with third parties or hooking up with other people, being unfaithful to you. You call this person out on their cheating. They don't like being confronted about their cheating. So they pull out the, why do you always have to be right? You're a narcissist card. Only narcissists want to be right about everything. Okay, so what do you call someone who's always cheating? So you're a narcissist because you're confronting someone about their unfaithfulness and they don't want to hear your argument because you want to be right. So you're a narcissist, right? Okay, well, yeah, there's a reason why you don't argue that point. There's a reason why you just say, okay, well, that's your opinion. Because why would you argue with that when you know that you're literally talking to someone that is a narcissist or has narcissistic tendencies? Why would you argue with them? They can't even recognize it in themselves. They don't even know what a narcissist is, considering the fact that they're calling you one. Why would you argue with that? If that's what they want to think, let them think that. They don't even know what it is. Because if they knew what it is, they would recognize that they have narcissistic traits, okay, and not you. So what's the Seven of Swords? The Seven of Wands. Being defensive, defending yourself. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Not taking action on something. The Seven of Swords. Yeah, someone here, you caught someone in a lie. So why did someone call you a narcissist? Because you caught them in a lie. Because you caught them lying to you. You caught them lying to you about third parties. So that's why you're a narcissist? Excuse me? Okay. Right. Palm tree. Stability, security, permanence, and growth in reverse. Running away in reverse. Somebody is not in their ego. Yeah, you're not in your ego, okay? So just because you're saying, okay, look, this is about the fact that I feel like someone calling you a narcissist and you going, all right, well, if that's what you think. That has to do with the fact, that reaction has to do with the fact that you are so stable and secure within yourself, knowing that you're not a narcissist. Okay, knowing full well that you are not a narcissist whatsoever. That comes from you being stable and secure in knowing that. That is not your ego being hurt. Well, if that's what you think, that's not where that comes from. That's not that reaction. That reaction was not a hurt ego. That reaction is, okay, if you want to think that, go ahead, all right? Like, you can't fight with narcissists about who's the narcissist, because you're going to feel like you're living in a delusional reality, okay? Because people that cheat, like you're catching someone cheating on you and you're calling them out on their cheating behavior and they don't want to talk about that with you because that is a narcissistic trait, to go out and be unfaithful and not care about anyone but yourself and your own selfish desires, okay? And not care about how you're hurting someone. That's a narcissistic trait right there. And just because you're calling it out, that does not make you a narcissist. And if somebody wants to call you a narcissist and you walk away from that conversation and go, I am so stable and secure in myself to know that I am not the fucking problem right now, okay? I know I am not the narcissist in this situation right now. I know I did not do anything wrong. And if you want to call me that, go ahead. I'm not even going to fight with you about it. Think whatever you want, because you know, collective, that you're not that. So what's the point of arguing about something that you're not? Why would you argue about that? Okay, you know it, they should know it. If they don't know it, that's too bad, okay? That is not your problem, that they don't know who you are or how you are, and they can't see that within you, okay? All right, well, the Two of Swords in reverse, that's what it is, exactly. Like, the fact that you don't argue with people about who you are or how you are, what you are and what you're not, comes from you feeling stable and secure. That's it. That's the truth. You shouldn't have to prove yourself to anyone. Okay? This is like you've been a really great friend to someone for 5 years. Let's say you've been an amazing friend. You've been super helpful. You've always been there for them. You've done everything for them. You know that you've been a really good friend. And then they turn around one day and say, "You're a horrible friend. You were never there for me." Are you going to sit there and argue with them and be like, "No, I was there, I was there, I was there"? Or are you just going to look at them and go like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, I know I was there for you for 5 years. Like, okay, well, if that's what you think, this is that energy. If that's what you think, if that's your opinion, you should know that that's not how it is. You should know who I am and everything I've done. But if that's your opinion, I'm not even going to fight with it about it. Because that just shows you, if anything, the fact that this person talks to you that way, it only shows you how they feel about you. Right? It only shows you what they think about you, or the fact that they don't even see you clearly. They don't even see you clearly or who you are clearly. So if that's their perception of you, then what are you doing there? You're not going to, either they see who you are on their own, or that's their opinion. You shouldn't have to prove to someone who you are, and what you're not. They should be able to see that themselves. Okay, so the Nine of Swords, a fear. Somebody being anxious, worried, stressed out, stuck up in their head about not wanting to put a burden on, wanting to drop a burden. Not wanting to be burdened with something. Yeah, I feel like that's the person that you were confronting about something, right? Like, this is really the kind of person where this could be a pattern. Like, every single time you try to call them out on something that you feel like was inconsiderate towards you, it puts them in a state of like not wanting to carry the burden, not wanting to carry the responsibility, not wanting to be held accountable for something, not wanting to think about the fact that they maybe were inconsiderate and didn't think about you. They don't want to carry that burden. So what do? They turn it around on you and make you the problem. Okay. So what's a Ten of Pentacles? Death. The Nine of Cups. Death, the Nine of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone that can say some really out-of-pocket shit sometimes. Really, like, what's that about? Expectation. Yeah, expectation. Yeah, so what this is giving me is like a conversation with someone, okay? So something about money, maybe even an inheritance or something like that, right? So let's say you are estranged from a family member, okay? Or you haven't had a good relationship to your family member or something like that. And you repair that relationship, okay? And you work on that relationship with this family member, and whoever this person is, they'll say the most random out-of-pocket shit during fights. That's what I'm getting. Okay, that's their weapon of choice, is hurting people with words. That's what they go to. Okay, they don't know how to control themselves, is what I'm getting. So they'll say something to you in a fight, something like, oh, you're only mending that relationship with the family member because of the inheritance. And you could honestly, like, when you hear shit like that, you'll be sitting there going like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you? So they don't really have that switch in their brain that tells them like their words are out of pocket. You get what I mean? Like they will just say out of pocket shit. Okay. Like that's really what this is giving me. Okay. Expectation, the 9 of Cups. Oh, you only want to be with your family because of their inheritance. Or you only want to have a relationship with your family because they're rich. It's like, those are hurtful words that they say on purpose. You get what I mean? Like they want to, it's not reality. Like it's not based in reality at all. It's like what they say when they're mad. This person, when they get mad, they say hurtful shit, okay? Yeah, when they get mad. When they get mad, that's the kind of things that they say when they're mad. That's not based in any kind of reality. It's just what they say when they're mad. They want to make you feel bad about yourself. They want to make you out to be some sort of narcissistic, manipulative person when it's actually them. When it's actually them, okay? So, yeah, what else? I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. I like you. Watching, looking, stalking. So someone here is watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception. Okay, or it's something about the perception of what this person says, all right? Now, I don't know if this is like a third party, like someone outside of you, okay? Something about the perception, the way that somebody sees you because of the things that someone says about you, right? So let me get this straight. You have someone with narcissistic tendencies, okay, calling you a narcissist because you're calling them out for their cheating, calling you a narcissist or saying that you only want someone's inheritance because you're repairing your relationship with your family members or something like that. And this is what someone is basing their opinion on you off of, is the fighting words of someone with narcissistic traits and what they say to you when they're angry. So let me get this straight. This is like someone that when they get angry, they call you an ugly piece of shit. They tell you that they can do better than you. They tell you that you're stupid or whatever. They degrade you. They call you a narcissist. They say they'll probably even say things to you like, "Oh, you only want me for my money." Because they are that way. It has nothing to do with you. It's the way that they are. It's the way that they think, that they then project onto you, okay? Or they can't control their mouth. And now there's a third person outside of you, I guess, that has this perception of you based off of what someone else says about you. Why? Because you don't have this kind of a mouth. So would it be different if you walked around calling this person a narcissist all day long? Would it be different if you started saying out of pocket shit to them during fights? So let me get this straight. Since you can control your mouth, and the things that come out of your mouth during fights, they're not being judged because you can control yourself and they can't. You're being judged because they can't control their fucking mouth during a fight. Is that what this is? Really? You're being judged as a narcissist because your narcissistic partner calls you a narcissist because they can't control themselves? Because they want to hurt you during a fight and make it about money and make it about this and make it about that and make it about everything that it's not, just to hurt you, and that's why you're being judged? Why are we not judging the person that talks like this? Huh? And says out of pocket shit like this, because I guess there's people around that are taking what this person says for truth. The person that cannot control their fucking mouth when they're angry, the person that purposely says things to hurt you and make you feel bad and make you look bad and want to put you down during fights, that's the person that we're believing? Okay, all right then. See, that's why collective, that's why you know that you are so stable and secure in who you are and what it's about and how you feel and what kind of a person you are, that you don't argue with this. Why should you argue with this? If somebody wants to make you look bad or say things like this about you, why would you argue with that when you know that you're not that? Okay? The Tower and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, the truth. Here's the truth, the shocking truth. Or the things that someone says when they're angry, when they blow up in rage, when they can't control their mouth. Yeah. So is that really, so that's how we're judging collective right now, is off of the things that someone says when they're angry, when they can't control themselves. Okay. The Two of Wands in reverse. And the Page of Cups. Ah, flipping it around. Yeah, that's what they love to do. They love to flip it around, right? Darvo is what you call this. Okay. It's when the narcissist calls you a narcissist. It's when the one that is careless, ungrateful, unappreciative, and undervalues you and degrades you calls you the ungrateful one. It's when the person that barely does anything, barely gives anything, calls you ungrateful because you expect more. Okay, it's when you are there out of love and out of empathy and out of care, and they turn around and say, you only want it for the money. Yeah, it's called flipping it around, all right? Flipping it around, the narrative. It's when the narcissist calls the empath the narcissist. That's what it is. All right. Just to make themselves feel better about themselves. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Who are these people? Somebody stressed out about a queen. So let me get this straight. We have two feminine energies here. Again, someone here is stressed out about all of their affairs. Someone here is stressed out about all of their cheating, all of their third parties, all of their infidelity. And because you call them out, they call you a narcissist. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and think that. All right? Go ahead. I don't care, really. The King of Cups and Justice. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. Here's the truth. That's the truth. About what? I don't know. But it's the truth. Okay? You're not a narcissist. All right? You're not. And you sure as hell should not be fighting with anyone about them calling you that when you know you're not one. Okay? So, the Hermit and the Three of Swords. Yeah, somebody hurting you, okay? Or maybe something about you being hurt. Something about being hurt because of wanting to see something, wanting to look into something, right? Yeah, so you want to see something, you want to look into something, you want to have answers to something, okay? You want to have some sort of answers to someone's infidelity because you're hurt about something that you found out or some sort of answers that you got. And because you always need to be right. It's like, I know you're a cheater. You always need to be right. You're a narcissist because you always need to be right. Why? Because collective's calling you a cheater when you are one, or what? Okay. All right, what's the outcome with this? Okay, I don't know. What's the outcome? That's it. That's the truth right there. Okay, Six of Wands. Yeah. Something about a choice that someone made. With some sort of communication. Okay, yeah. The choice that Queen of Wands. Okay, whoever that is, flipping the narrative, flipping something around. They love doing that, don't they? They love doing that. They love trying to project something onto someone else that they actually are. That they actually are. Mm-hmm. I know. I know. Okay, that's what they did with some sort of communication. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Okay, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.